Okay, thanks guys. I want to go over the training program that I am proposing here, and it's a training program to help AP chemistry teachers in a learning environment called the Advanced Placement Chemistry Inquiry Environment, or APCIE. In our analysis report, I talk about the need that was created for this program. In a survey of nationwide teachers, it became apparent that there were some topics, specifically 4 topics, and we'll go down here. Nuclear chemistry, let me zoom in on this so you can see it better. Nuclear chemistry, organic chemistry, transition metal chemistry, and laboratory safety. Now, these are 4 topics that chemistry teachers thought were important, but because they are not really highly asked on the AP chemistry examination, teachers nationwide have really been skimming over them. So there's sort of a gap here. They are important, yes. They're not being taught effectively, no, because of the time constraints on the AP chemistry exam. So that really created the need for this learning environment for the APCIE. And because it's an online environment, inquiry learning is going to be used as the primary mode of information transfer. Okay, so that's basically the need for this study. Go back and talk about the discrepancy between past test items and standards. Not highly asked, but they're present on the standards, creating sort of a learning discrepancy and an instructor discrepancy, because these instructors, specifically AP chemistry instructors, are highly skilled chemists. A lot of them worked in industry, a lot of them have PhD degrees and are choosing to teach at the high school. So there's some cognitive dissonance. They agree that these units are important, but they know they can't teach them. So a need for getting them outside of the regular curriculum, yet into the students' minds, is very important. So the major instructional goals are listed here. We want to communicate a need for it. We want to teach all instructors how to operate the simulations, very lab simulation based, how to use Google Docs to access quiz results, and how to import those results into an Excel spreadsheet so they can use them in their own personal grading systems. Talking about the learner profile, they're all AP chemistry instructors of varying experience. We got 82 teachers signed up for this program. Technology is primarily going to be on computers. Headphones are needed to work individually. There'll be sound associated with the simulations. It's going to happen over 2 days, 10 hours of training, 5 hours each day. And so go through and read that. Oops. In terms of the design of the training, it's basically whittled around 3 objectives: really communicating a need for the training, effectively operating a lab simulation, and importing quiz results. Communicating a need, operating the simulations, and importing the results. Here we have the task analysis charts. You can go through and look at those. In terms of the performance objectives, they're listed out right here. And in terms of development of this, we got 3 major goals. And in terms of goal 1, I said we're really talking about communicating a need. You can go through and read these, but I want to go down to the 3rd one, which is the assessment piece, and talk about that specifically. So this piece, which is accessing, sorting, and importing student quiz results. Because it's happening online, students need to be assessed. They need to be assessed online while they're working on the simulation, so it doesn't take up class time. Google Docs and a specific feature in Google Docs called Google Forms will be used, and teachers will be able to access a spreadsheet with the results. Now, there's 2 things they need to be able to do with these spreadsheets that's important. When they access the results, they need to be able to sort them by name, score, and school, and I'll talk about why that's essential in a second. And they need to be able to import them into Excel, or export them, so that they can use them in their own school's gradebook systems. Most schools either use Excel spreadsheets, Blackboard, PowerSchool, or some other program that interacts well with Excel but not Google Docs. So that's the final step, to really make this a tangible, efficient, really realistic thing for teachers to use. Now up here, what I really think is going to come out of the pilot study is a need to not only access and sort by name and score, but school number as well. What's going to happen is all these teachers are going to be having students submitting Google Doc quizzes into a similar database. Teachers are going to access the database and they're going to see student results from all sorts of different schools. Now that's fine because this is really going to be specific objective data students are collecting. But teachers need to be able to find who are their students. So one thing that's going to need to be added right in here is a sorting piece where students are not only going to enter their name, but they're also going to enter a student or a school code into the Google Doc form. And that's really going to help teachers sort by student. Media strategy is fairly simple. You can go through it. It's all going to be primarily online. Cell phones are going to be used actually for student polling, some informal feedback. You got the learner guide, the facilitator guide. This pilot test plan is going to take place in San Francisco, utilizing a neighboring school. There's going to be 8 chemistry teachers that are going to be involved. Some limitations of it, there's only going to be a couple AP chemistry teachers. So I don't really think the need for this is going to be as apparent for these teachers, although it's going to give us an idea of some of the pitfalls, specifically the need for different teachers at different schools to find their students by entering a school code into the Google Docs database. Implementation plan, logistics are listed here. It's very short. It's only a 2-day training, so it's pretty straightforward. In terms of a facilitator plan, there will only be one trainer. Therefore, there will not be a facilitator training necessary. I will be the trainer for this session. Although there's 82 students, a lot of this is going to be individual work at individual computers after there's a large group demonstration in a lecture hall. And going through here, we said the letters students will be sent. Evaluation plan, really with the 3 levels. This performance-based assessment is really interesting. Let's go down to that. In that one, the teachers are going to demonstrate their ability to operate the lab simulations using a program called Camtasia Studio, which is loaded on all the computers. Camtasia Studio is an online screen recording software, much like you are watching this presentation right now. The teachers are going to open up Camtasia and they're going to perform all the lab simulations, but they're going to be recording their performance. They're going to save them and email them back to the teacher, myself, in an MP3 file, and that will be a direct assessment of their performance. So hopefully this was a successful demonstration. Real quickly, I want to show you where you would go. You'd go to musallamchemistry.com, click on the APCIE, and you'd access the lab simulations up here. Here is the first one, and you'll walk through the simulations in an inquiry-based fashion, going from steps 1 to 3, all the way to 5. If you are unclear on how to access them, you can download the descriptive guide here, and here are the chemistry state standards. Okay, hope this was helpful, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.